Are you capitalizing on your data metrics, or are you sitting on a potential data gold mine?
We've seen this time and time again. Let's tell you how to go all in.
Dre, we've seen this time and time again. Businesses sitting on vast quantities of data coming from different sources, different partners hosting that data for them, and absolute chaos about not really knowing exactly what you are sitting on. It's really important to understand that this data can unlock so much for businesses in terms of providing insights and information that could be easily missed. Very often companies don't have the resources to format, process, store, you name it, transform this data. Ultimately, it's just not being utilized as it should be.
Yeah, very true, very true. It boils down essentially to awareness and visibility. So I think every organization needs to ask itself, are you aware of what data you are processing? Where is the data that you're processing stored? Or where are you obtaining it from? Who has access to the data? Can you use the data to obtain some sort of value out of it? Can you view some sort of KPIs? Over and above, there's also RegTech. Are you aware of the fact that you could be ticking off the boxes by default, compliance boxes by default, or maybe you're processing so much more attributes of data that you have even more risks and implications from compliance point of view, right?
Agreed. Step one is always going to be to identify the sources of your data, whether it's being stored in-house or through one of your providers, as we've sort of mentioned a bit earlier. Very often it's a matter of pulling that data in, having it stored in, for example, a data warehouse, making sure it is transformed in a manner that is very structured and standardized across everything you're trying to keep there, basically to be able to prepare it for use either in a business intelligence tool or whatever it is you may want to pull out of that data. And by applying these tools, you can then address questions and ask questions of your data, really, that you might not have thought to in the past. Whether it's to try and identify certain trends, pull out certain KPIs or metrics, especially across different departments. If you have all your data in a centralized area that's pretty much standardized to a greater extent, it's very easy to tailor the visualizations that you want to provide to the different people, whether it's to your compliance teams, to your sales teams, to the finance teams, operations, you name it. The list is endless. If you're sitting on that data in such a way where it's very easy to tap into it and pull out, visuals that could help people with certain control on the different functions, understand or make decisions more effectively, then that should be the ultimate goal. Essentially, the result is going to be that knowledge is power, right? Having your key people aware of, or rather having more insight into the data that you are sitting on that you are probably not even using is going to be a game changer for you.
It boils down to finding the right people at the end of the day. Finding your project managers, your key experts that will help instill a culture change or any kind of change, really and truly, in your organization. And that's where we come in. Right, your project managers that help you understand what data you're processing, help you discover what processing activities you've got in place, help you build a structure around that process, or map out what you're doing, which in turn will help you save time and money in the long run.
I'm Dan.
I'm Dre.
Thanks for listening in. Please reach out to us. We'd love to have a chat. For those of you who'll be at Sigma in 2023, let's try to meet up.